Should you buy a Mini one? Well, the answer is no! Mini. Well, there's more to a Mini than what the eye sees. Well, talking about eyes, look at this. I mean, how often do you find sort of round, almost oval-like headlights in a car? And I guess there's something about this shape of headlights and this smile here, as you see, which is what makes Minis so desirable. Mini. Well, where do I begin? Let's talk about the history of Mini. They were first built in 1969, and up until 2000 they were sort of British owned and British produced, and it actually looked like a Mini. I mean, a Mini was half of this car. This was a Mini. No. Well, it was small, but it wasn't this small, so let's just get that right. BMW took over from Mini, and they first produced the first model of a Mini one, which is like this, a Mini one, in late 2000. And in that same year of 2000, Mini were discontinued by their British counterparts, bought by BMW, and BMW pumped out their first model of it. And they were an absolute hit. I mean, we're talking about in terms of production or units sold worldwide. I mean, I've got the numbers from around 2006. I mean, you're looking at approximately 181,000 units sold in 2006. And that upward trajectory continued up until 2020. And the highest number of Minis sold in a year were approximately 370,000, if I'm correct. But that's a ridiculous number of cars to sell, all called Minis. That's success, isn't it? And what makes a Mini a Mini? Well, they are pretty well built, quite fun to drive. This is in the beautiful black color with the 12-spoke LA wheels. Nothing works because it's all locked, so let's unlock it. That's the boot. Not going to try to jump into it, but something very interesting about Minis is that they are extremely spacious. If I may demonstrate, I once helped a friend of mine. She had just moved to London from Bulgaria, and she actually was then moving from one place in London to another place in London, and I literally put all of her flat belongings into the back of a Mini. It was absolutely amazing how much you could fit into the back of it. Well, you need to be a good packer. I mean, you need to be able to pack like me to fit someone's lifetime belongings into the back of a Mini. It is possible. You would be surprised. Yeah. So if you are then thinking of going skiing and you've had a really hard day and you need somewhere to lie down in a nice warm place with a carpet, not a carpet, a blanket over your feet or a blanket over your head, you can get into the back of your Mini. Well, that's practicality. Now the rest of the spec, I would say, is box standard. Let's allow the cameraman to come in through here. Talking about box standard, it's got one of my favorite part of spec, and that is the sport seats, and they are in fabric. I think fabric is definitely an amazing material compared to leather, because leather can get extremely cold in the winter and super warm in the summer. So if you are thinking of having seats, have them in fabric. It's got the 5-speed manual gearbox, you've got the handbrake here, and the electrically adjustable side door mirrors, which are silver in chrome. I love the steering wheel. There's quite a lot of engagement involved in being able to drive a Mini. Again, that tradition of the shape of the headlight sort of comes inside the car as well with these, with this, and it's got the uprated Pioneer entertainment sort of a system. You can plug your phone in through this USB thing, and it's a Mini. Now, well, about this Mini, first of all, I would like to mention that the rats have eaten the key. Sorry, that's for honesty, very important. Now let's talk about the outside of the vehicle. I mean, don't expect this. My dad would say, don't expect it to be a bride, because it ain't a bride. I mean, it's got its age-related scuffs and marks, such as the mark here, you know, the slight bit of corrosion here and there that you see on the wheels that could do with a good tidying up and a clean. Just there's general marks, etc. The front alloys, that front alloy could do with a refurb and a repair at the front there, but the same applies here at the front too. But a car isn't just about what it looks like cosmetically. I mean, a car needs to drive well and handle well. And talking about mechanical condition of it, let's open the front bumper so we could show you. So talking about the engine, and a car is all about how it performs mechanically. This has the 1.6 litre engine, and it's had a lot of upkeep through its life. I mean, it's only ever had 2 owners, and both the owners knew each other, because the second owner is a friend of ours. She's an amazing person, and she raised £3,000 for a charity that we support. So she's had it since 2016, and her friend had it from brand new up until 2016. In 2018, it had a brand new clutch. Recently had new ignition coil pack. The front, the rear tires and pads are brand new. Overall, mechanically, it drives fantastic. It will need front wheel alignment because the steering isn't straight. But other than that, it's just a phenomenal car. I mean, don't expect it to be in absolute pristine condition. If you are looking for a car that is safe to drive and a car that's going to put a smile on your face without you being stranded on the side of a motorway, this is that car. I mean, I don't think one can do much better than this in terms of a Mini. If I was looking for a Mini, this is what I would buy, because 2 lady owners, it's in pretty good condition overall, and all in all, I'd say, you know, you would rather a car be safe and sound rather than a polished turd. And to prove the point of safe and sound, let's get into it and drive it. Well, test drive, we'll find out. Well, firstly, I just want to make it extremely clear that this isn't a car that you need to be worried about buying, because it comes from a good place, and I've done probably about 100+ miles in it. And my friend who gave us the car to sell on her behalf, I've actually through the business helped her get another Mini automatic because she wanted something more comfortable to drive due to a back injury, and a manual was far too engaging for her. So this isn't one of those cars that's been used and abused and in any way, form or shape has got sort of mechanical issues that it's carrying. It's a car that she, unfortunately, because of the manual transmission, she wasn't driving, and it is as simple as that. There isn't nothing else to it. Now, in terms of brake horsepower, this produces 90 bhp, torque 140 newton meters of torque. The 0 to 60 is surprisingly quick. You could do it in 10.9 seconds. That is fast for a 1.6 litre Mini. And MPG wise, you're looking at anywhere between 25 to 35 MPG. It's a small engine car, pretty cheap to road tax, also pretty cheap to insure. there's not much wrong that there isn't much wrong that goes with these cars, as long as you MOT and service it regularly. I mean, you could expect something like this to pretty much last you forever. There isn't anything broken on the inside. You know, everything is where it needs to be. You know, the car drives and handles extremely well. It is a capable car. It's roadworthy, and I think whoever buys it would be absolutely happy with this. So I've covered everything from cosmetic, history of the Mini, this Mini in terms of the owners of it, the service history of it. Well, all you've got to do now is come and buy it. It's advertised at a good price because it's advertised at a price to sell. The only thing I suggested earlier was the steering is a little to the left because the front wheels needs aligning. We will put it through a new service, and if required, if the MOT currently is less than 6 months, we'll put another 6 months MOT on it. Other than that, just want to say thank you very much for your time. It's bloody cold out there, so I can stop filming, go out, have my lunch, and do something with my life. Bye bye.